My name is Yvonne from the German Projector for Sewing Facebook group. In my videos I explained the programs Inkscape and Affinity Designer. I would be happy about a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to my channel to not miss any new videos. You are a designer and need support or help to convert your files, feel free to send me a message via the website below. In this video I'll show you how to split your cut to A4 or A0 in a large pattern using Affinity Designer version 2. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to write me in the comments. As a designer, most of the time you want to offer your cuts in A4 or A0. Or if you don't have a projector but want to plot your A4 files in A0 in the future and there is no A0 cut available. For this, there is a possibility to create artboards in Affinity Designer in the appropriate sizes. I recommend making a template file. You can insert it later in your cuts and you don't have to create it every time. A note about the layers. If you create layers with Affinity, you can save them in the PDF. But if there is more than one A0 page, with A4 there are usually more, the layer for each page must be individually clicked on or off. The function that the layers on all pages with a click are shown or hidden currently has only Adobe Illustrator. With File New, you choose which template you want to create, A4 or A0. If you don't have these templates yet, have a look at the video basic, where I show you how to create the size templates. I recommend opening it with a margin. For A0 I usually make 2.5 centimeters and for A4 1 centimeter, but that is up to you. I now take A4 as a template and create the file. Now select Artboard and create an artboard in the size of the document. Now you add a rectangle, but not in the size of the artboard, but in the size of the drawn borders. The rectangle without filling and the outline should be 1 point thick. This rectangle will be the glue edge later. Now you can also create the page numbering by simple opening a text and writing a 1 or a letter into it. You can reduce opacity to 50. If you want to add other page markings, you can do that as well. Now you can either select the artboard and duplicate it with Ctrl+G. Then the artboard will be copied with a frame and numbering. However, each artboard is then called Artboard 1. You can simply change this here on the right in the labels and position the artboards accordingly. The other possibility is to simply insert several artboards via the Artboard button. These will then insert with spacing and continuous numbering. You can select the frame and the number, copy them with Ctrl+C, and when you click on the artboards, paste them with Ctrl+V. And they will be pasted in the same position. You still have to change the numbering manually. Next we put the pages together, add the glue edges. So we push the pages exactly together. If necessary, use the arrow keys to fine-tune the position. Now we have created 4 template pages. If you need more down or to the right, copy and align accordingly. Afterward, I group the template, so mark everything and Ctrl+G. After that, I copy the group because I want to put it behind our cut. If we now open our cut, we can paste the group with Ctrl+V. The important thing is that the group is always behind the cut. So first we put it above because it was positioned in the label. Then we click on the button that it's pushed to the bottom of our page. Now we have to ungroup it so the artboards are really inserted, and then we just group them again. If the cut or the layers are above the template group, we still align the template and we're done. It is important that you move the template group, because if you move the cut, the objects may be moved to one of the artboards. For better alignment on the paper, I usually create a rectangle in the size of the template. The rectangle is produced in the artboard. I put it over here and then I just move it above the group. I change the color Then I put the rectangle behind our cut first and position the individual cut objects. When printing, it is not important how the grain is aligned. It is more important to use as little paper as possible. If you offer a 0 or a 4 without layers, or you don't need that for yourself, then you can of course group the cut object. It is often easier to align and position. Once you're done with the alignment, place your page template behind the cut object and delete the rectangle. If you want to make fine adjustments now, please remember to first move the page template away and then adjust it, and then place the page template behind it again. Because when you move an object on the page template, it is what happens. The objects are dragged out of the layers onto the single artboards. If you don't have layers and it's just one object that fits completely on the page, that's no problem. But as soon as it goes across a page, it has to be right on the top of all the artboards. Sometimes I find it easier to duplicate the cut again and then align it on the templates, and then do it in the original. Then delete the copy and then put the templates behind it. But that's something everyone has to decide for themselves. We'll create the PDF now. And see here, after we open it, that it splits the cut for us into individual pages. And if you have layers, you would have to hide them now for each page individually. If you have saved the layers hidden before, you have to show them now for each page individually. For example, I have already created a template file for different trim sizes, which I can adapt at any time depending on the trim size or the designer's wishes. But the basis is at least made. We are at the end of this video. I hope it was helpful to you. You can find more videos about Affinity Designer on my channel. Feel free to leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I wish you good luck with your projects. See you next time. Bye bye!